All right, sixth graders. Today we'll be doing ratio and rate problems. Please copy the board, pause this video so that way you can copy everything on the board, okay? And then hit play when you're ready. Solving ratio and rate problems with equations. So basically we'll be taking these word problems and putting them in equations, okay? Example number 1. Hubert Middle School has 150 students. 2 out of 3 students in Ms. Mitchell's class prefer hot chips. Use this ratio to predict how many students in the entire middle school prefer hot chips. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is make this into an equation using the ratios that were given to us. And the ratios that were given to us were 2 out of 3. To write 2 out of 3 as a ratio, 2 would be the numerator and 3 would be the denominator, okay? Now, 2 out of the 3 meaning that that is the total, and then we're taking 2 out of that 3. The next part is the right side. So Hubert Middle School has 150 students. So in total, there's 150 students. So therefore, if the total was here, this 3, the 150, the total would be here too. And so they asked us to find, use the ratio to predict how many students in the entire middle school prefer hot chips. So we are looking for this number. This number is a part of the 150. The 150 is the total. So how do we represent the unknown? We represent it with an X. And from here, we cross multiply. 3 times X will give us 3X. 2 times 150 will give us 300. And from here, we have to divide by whatever is attached to this variable. And the coefficient or number that is attached to this variable happens to be 3. So we have to divide by 3 on both sides. 3 goes into 3 one time, so they cancel out, and we're finally left with X. 300 divided by 3 will give us 100. So X will be equal to 100. So how many students in the entire school prefer hot chips? 100 students. All right, moving on to example number 2. The ratio of the number of text messages sent by Spency to the text messages sent by his sister, Spencia, is 3 to 4. Spency sent 18 text messages. How many text messages did Spencia send? All right. So, like I said, in here, just like example number 1, okay, we have to find out what ratio they gave us. And they gave us 3 to 4. And that's exactly how we'll write it. 3 to 4. Okay? So, remember, the ratio is text messages from Spency to Spencia. Spency to Spencia. You see how the pattern is going? Spency to Spencia. So if it's Spency to Spencia over here, we have to follow that same pattern on this right side. Spency to Spencia. So Spency sent 18 text messages. How many text messages did Spencia send? So if Spency sent 18 text messages and our ratio pattern is Spency to Spencia, the 18 will have to go here. And Spencia will go here. And that's what we are trying to find, so therefore we represent it with the X because right now we don't know it. And from here, we cross multiply. 4 times 18 will give us 72, and 3 times X will give us 3X. And from here, we have to divide by whatever is attached to the X, which is 3. And so therefore, X will equal 24. Okay? And now our last example, example number 3. The Avengers drove 105 miles on 4 gallons of gas. At this rate, how many miles can they drive on 6 gallons? Okay, so again, we have to find the ratio that they gave us, which is 105 to 4. And we'll write it exactly like that, 105 to 4. So 105 miles on 4 gallons, 105 to 4 gallons. And so now we have to find out our numbers on this side. They asked, at this rate, how many miles can they drive on 6 gallons? Okay, so if we have miles to gallons on this side, we have to have miles to gallons on this side. So they're asking us how many miles. So we don't have the miles, so we represent it with X, the unknown. And they told us they can drive on 6 gallons. So here is our 6. And from here, you guessed it, we cross multiply. 4 times X will give us 4X, and 105 divided by 6 will give, 105 multiplied by 6 will give us 630. And from here we divide by 4. These cancel out, we're left with X. And when you divide 630 by 4, you get 157.5. So how many miles can the Avengers drive on 6 gallons? 157.5 miles, or 157.5 miles. Remember, if you are having any trouble, please contact me on Edmodo, okay? And I will see you in class.